Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope your week is off to a fantastic start. Whew. I'll give it a second for YouTube to start letting y'all know that I'm here. Hey, happy Monday. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments when you see this. I'd love to give you a shout out. Hey, happy Monday. I hope you are having a fantastic start to your week. The weather here in the Southeast is really cold. So when you pop in, let me know where you're watching from. And I'd love to know like what the weather's like where you are. It was in the 30s this morning, probably is now. I don't know. I haven't checked. Let's see. I'll give everybody a second to see the notification and pop on. I hope your week is off to a great start. But yeah, it was cold here this morning. I was wishing I had my coat with me. I wanted to pop on this evening and show you some scores. So especially if you're a musical theater singer, I want to show you some of my musical theater scores and talk to you about building a library of scores. I'll give everybody another minute or two to pop on. Hey. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Where are you watching from? Hey. So glad you're here. Welcome. Hi. My day is going great. Thank you. I hope yours is too. USA, super. Me too. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Are you in the Eastern Standard Time Zone? Hey, Baseball Goat. Hey. Thanks so much for being here. Coolest Girl Bestie. Suman Up Person. Hey. Thanks for saying hi. Adelina. What a beautiful name. Thanks for saying hi. I'm glad you're here. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments. I was saying when I started that I'm in the Southeast and it was cold here today. It was like 30 degrees. I liked the live. Awesome. I'm so glad you're back. Welcome back. Hey. Thanks for being here. Baseball. New York. Very good. So are you in New York City or in the state apart from New York City? Cool. Boy, I bet it's cold in New York. I'm sure I can't complain about the Southeast in New York. Long Island. Okay, cool. Very good. Minnesota. Yes. Awesome. San Diego. Very good. Welcome. So glad you're here. Awesome. Are any of you musical theater singers? I brought a bunch of, well, not a bunch, but I have a little stack of musical theater scores. Awesome. Thanks for the sub. I'm really glad to have you in my community. Welcome. It's great. Very good. So I have a stack of musical theater scores because I wanted to talk to you about how to build a music library. And I have some ideas. Some of you may already have extensive music libraries, but if you don't, I want to show you kind of how you can start building a library affordably. So let me know in the comments if you sing musical theater. or if you like musical theater. I'd love to hear in the comments. So first I'll show you, let's see, this is Jekyll and Hyde, the musical. Let's see, good night, my friend. Hello, hello. Thanks so much for being here. Hey, hey, everybody, welcome. I'm so glad you're with me this evening. Thanks for being here. Drop in the comments where you're from. I'm from the Southeast, and I was saying earlier, it was really cold this morning. It was like 30 degrees. It's crazy. I'd love to hear where you're from. Thanks so much for being here. So if you're a musical theater singer, you probably have a lot of musical theater scores. So this, for instance, this is Jekyll and Hyde, the musical, and it has, like if you look in the front, it'll show you like all of the different songs from the musical. And these are fun because they have like beautiful pictures from the show. And then I have another one. Let's see. I've got a stack of them here. This is Gypsy. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the famous Bette Midler. She was one of my favorite singers for a long, long time. But this has a collection of songs from Gypsy. And then, of course, everybody knows Les Mis. I love the pics. They look cool. Yes, I know. They're so beautiful. Let's see what's in the Les Mis book. Okay, so you've got like the famous artwork that we usually see, but then you've got actual pictures from the show. They're so beautiful. And then lots of songs from the show. Stars, you probably know the song Stars. Oh my gosh, I have a friend that sings that and it is so gorgeous. Hey, hey, Vincraft, welcome from Minnesota. I'm so glad you're here. Very good. We've got 2 folks from Minnesota now here on the live stream. Yes, welcome. I'm so glad y'all are here. Thanks for being here. So here's Les Mis. And then here's a musical theater book from the Golden Age. This is Meredith Willson's The Music Man, right here. This is a thick score because this is like the whole show, okay? So like, this is the actual vocal score. So if you were hired to sing Music Man, you would have your copy of this and just mark it all up for your show. And your conductor would expect you to have a copy of this. What's my favorite song? Oh my goodness. I have so many, but I have to say, one of my favorite songs in the world is actually from this collection. It's called Great American Songwriters. And it has things like Blue Moon, I Wonder What Became of Me, It Don't Mean a Thing If It Ain't Got That Swing. But my favorite is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That's just always been a super special song to me. So thanks for asking. What's your favorite song? Cool girl bestie. I'd love to know what your favorite song is. But what I was going to tell those of you who don't have a music library yet, or let's say you just have a small music library, these individual books can get kind of pricey. Like if you're buying a book for every show, Riptide. Okay, awesome. Very good. Yeah, that is a great song. So what you can do when you're first starting out is get yourself some anthologies. So I'm going to give you an example. Now, most of my anthologies are either in my work office or in my college studio. I have most of them there where I do my teaching for my college students. But this is what an anthology is right here. So this says the Singers Musical Theater Anthology. This is volume 5. So that gives you an idea about like how many of these there are. And then this one is for soprano. So you can buy an anthology based on your voice type. And if you look at the table of contents, it will have soprano songs from lots and lots and lots of different shows. So instead of having to buy all of these single books, you can buy a book that's for your voice type. Your favorite hobby is reading. That is a fantastic thing to do. Reading is so important. So important. My favorite hobby, I love to walk. I love to thrift. I'm a big time thrifter. And actually, we'll talk about that in a minute too, in terms of building your musical library. But this, for instance, this book is $19.99. At least it was at the time that I purchased it. And you get, I mean, look how thick this thing is. You get tons and tons of songs that you can use for auditions as a soprano in this one book for $19.99. So it's a really affordable way to go ahead and build your library. You can get these used on Amazon really at a good price, which is great. Okay, let's see. Reading and math, that's fantastic. Reading, drawing, painting, and math, great. So are you all, let's see, you have a lot. Yes, I have a lot of scores because I'll tell you, I have a full-time job in church music. So I have an office there where I have lots and lots of scores, music books. But then I also teach college voice lessons part-time. So I have like basically a shelf full of scores there. And then I have my home bookshelves. But you have to remember, I've been teaching voice and being a professional singer for like 28 years. So that's a long time to collect scores. And a lot of my scores I have bought secondhand. I've used eBay. Thanks so much for subscribing. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. I use eBay to buy scores. I use Amazon. You can buy lots of used scores on Amazon. Y'all, sometimes even library book sales. You can get scores that the library is moving on. I've gotten some gorgeous opera scores from those kinds of things. And also, you can ask for scores for Christmas. When I was a college student, my mom bought me a lot of scores that were on my wish list as a college student. So that's a great way to buy your like to start your music library. That's a long time. I know it is a long time, and it's been the best career. I've been so blessed to teach so many amazing singers and to sing myself. I have a concert actually on Saturday, so I'll be doing some performing this Saturday. Let's see, just a kid that loves 80s and theater. Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, so you love 80s and theater. Tell me about your singing. Tell me about your singing. Are you like what's your voice part? What's your favorite thing to knit? Oh, you're talking to one of your friends on there because it's not me, that's for sure. I know I don't knit. I love to see knitted things. I'm going to go back through the comments here and see where people are from. Okay, so we had USA, we had New York, Long Island, Minnesota, San Diego. So cool. Queens, New York. Let's see, Minnesota. I love it, Vincraft. Shout out to Vincraft. Thank you for being here. Let's see if I have any more. Yeah, if you have just logged on, put in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to give you a shout out. Thanks so much for being here. So, like I said, these are some fantastic ways that you can get scores. Musical score just means like your book of music for and start your music library because you want to start growing your music library as a singer. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about auditions or any things in your own singing that you'd like to improve. What do you find the most challenging about singing? Like high notes, singing high notes, breath support? What kinds of things would you like help with in your own singing? You can let me know in the comments. Do you like Beethoven music? I absolutely love Beethoven's music. I like his symphonies. I like his symphonies. He has 9 of them. Beethoven is known for bridging the gap between the classical era and the romantic era of music. So we think about like that Baroque era of music with Bach and Vivaldi, and then the classical era is more like Mozart and Haydn. But then between that classical era and that romantic era, Beethoven really took us firmly into that romantic era. So you see the orchestration get more lush and full. What's your favorite symphony? Mine's Symphony Number 6. That's a good question. I do love 9, I have to say. I do love 9. Very good. Okay, so coolest girl bestie, tell me, are you a singer? Do you sing? Because Beethoven wrote music for singers. He wrote an opera called Fidelio, and he also wrote some art song. Art song is just like song, it's like classical song for the voice. So let me know, because I could recommend some Beethoven songs for you if you're a singer, or if you want to become a singer. It's good stuff. Yeah, drop in the comments if you all have any questions or videos you'd like to see me do. Like I said, what are the things that you'd like some help on in your singing? Those are the kinds of things you could drop in the comments, and I'd be glad to make. Right now, I'm mostly just making shorts because I can make them really quickly. And like I said, I have a full-time job and a part-time college teaching job. So, but shorts are something I can make quickly. I mean, I could make you even a short video to help you if you have like a specific thing you want some help on. Cool. Okay, so Music Man. How many of you have heard of the musical The Music Man? This is like one of the most famous musicals from the Golden Age. And this one has, okay, so for sopranos, I'm looking to see like where they even are in here, but there's the one that's good night, my someone, good night, my love. Sleep tight, ya da da dee da dee da. That's one of the famous ones for sopranos in this. Marion is the lead soprano in this. I'm gonna look in the singer anthology book and see if any of the songs from The Music Man are in this one. Let's see. Oh, Mary Poppins is in here. Practically Perfect, which is a fantastic song for a soprano. Anything Can Happen. It's another great one. Oh, Oklahoma. People Will Say We're in Love. That's a good one, is in here. West Side Story, I Feel Pretty. Actually, I think I bought this book for that song specifically, I Feel Pretty. It's a great song if you don't know that one. And then, of course, Wicked. Raise your hand if you have seen Wicked 2. Let me know in the comments if you have seen Wicked 2 yet. I just went to see it last week, and it was so good. It was so good. So let me know in the comments if you've seen Wicked 2 yet. Okay, so from Wicked, they have in this volume, Let Us Be Glad and Thank Goodness. So those are the two from volume 5 for soprano. If you're a tenor watching, get the one that says tenor. If you're a bass or a baritone, get the one that says bass or baritone. If you're mezzo soprano, get the one that says mezzo soprano. And mezzo soprano just means mezzo is Italian for middle or medium. So soprano would be the highest voice type. And then mezzo soprano is a little bit like considered a little bit lower usually than soprano. It would be a little closer to what we think of like as an alto in choir. And then underneath mezzo soprano, we have tenor, which is typically the highest guy's part. And then we have baritone, and then we have bass or bass baritone is usually considered the lowest voice type. So I'm going to tell you what other songs are in here. If you're a soprano, I haven't seen Wicked yet, 2 yet, but I will. Oh my goodness. Yes. So you have seen the first one, Vincraft? Have you seen the first one yet? We watched them last week back to back. So we did, we rented Wicked. So who are you and what are you about? So if you are just popping in, I am Beth DuRoy and I'm a voice teacher. I'm a voice and choral director and teacher and have been teaching for about 28 years, so a really long time. So I talk about all things singing. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you popped in. Okay, great. So you've seen Wicked. Yeah. Very good. Yes. So in Wicked, you've got Glenda. Sorry, y'all, got like something on my face. Who is a soprano. Specifically, we would say she's like a light lyric coloratura soprano. So she's a really high soprano. And then Elphaba would be more of like a mezzo soprano. So remember, we talked about like the highest soprano, and then we talked about like soprano who is not quite as high. Yeah, very good. Very good. So if you're just now popping in, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And in the comments, just let me know where you're watching from. We've got a couple people from Minnesota, a couple people from New York. We've had a couple people from California on tonight. I'm from the Southeast, from Tennessee. So just let me know where you're watching from. All right, so we're talking about this Singers Musical Theater Anthology. Again, y'all, this is a volume 5, so there's so many of these. There's also from Candide, Glitter and Be Gay. Whoo, that is a very difficult soprano song, but it is fantastic. You have to have really advanced technique for that one, but it is so fabulous. And then you have, okay, Fiddler on the Roof, Matchmaker. Do you know that? Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Thanks for answering that question. Absolutely. I'm glad you're here. I'm from Long Beach, California. Very, very cool. Oh, that is so kind of you. Thank you. I really, really appreciate your support, and I'm really glad you're here. Long Beach. Man, I've never been to Long Beach. I'd love to go someday. I just hear the best things about how absolutely gorgeous California is. So cool. You know, I have flown into LAX on my way to Hawaii, and that is the closest I've ever gotten to actually getting to visit California. So very good. Are you a musician? Let me know in the comments if you're a musician and or singer. I'm really glad you're here. So let's see, what else do we have here? Lady Be Good. So that's Gershwin. Gershwin wrote some great stuff. Little Women. Did you, Amber? Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. It's good to see you. Little Women. Oh, okay. So you know the book from literature, right? Little Women by Louise May Alcott. Okay, so it was turned into a musical theater show. Beautiful, beautiful score. And the one from here is Some Things Are Meant to Be. And then again, we talked about Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way, right? She sings, and then Anything Can Happen. Oklahoma, People Will Say We're in Love. Peter Pan, the musical. Who Am I and My House are both in here. She Loves Me. Oh my goodness. The college where I teach did She Loves Me last spring. It is a great show. So there's a song from She Loves Me in here. There's a song from Songs for a New World. Let's see. I Can Freestyle. You got to check out Long Beach one of these days. I tell you. Absolutely. I love to travel. I would love to check it out. Sunset Boulevard. Wicked. Oh, and they even have a song in here, y'all, that's not from a show. So it's like musical theater type song, but it's not actually from a Broadway or a musical theater show. And it's The Girl in 14G. So if you don't know, if you're a soprano, you need to learn The Girl in 14G. Again, it's going to take some advanced chops. Like it's going to take some technique to be able to sing it. but it is so fantastic. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it if you don't know that song. If you know Girl in 14G, just drop in the comment, be like, yes, I know that song. So she starts off, I think she's in an apartment in New York City, and she says, just moved into 14G, so cozy, calm, and peaceful. Heaven for a mouse like me, with quiet by the leaseful. Pets are banned, parties too, and no solicitations. Window seat with garden view, a perfect nook. To read a book, I'm lost in my Jane Austen. Okay, so she's setting the stage here, right? Like she's got this perfect apartment situation. It's quiet. Nobody's allowed to party. She's like got this perfect little, window nook, and she's got her Jane Austen novel. She's all like cozy and happy. And then the singer has to launch into this little piece from a Wagner opera, which is Wagner is like big, huge, full orchestra and operatic singing. So it's these high like ahs from opera and a little run and everything. And then so she has to jump into pretending she's this opera singer for a minute. And then she jumps back to herself and she says, say it isn't so, not the flat below. From an opera wannabe in 13G, a matinee of some cantata, Wagner's Ring and Traviata. And then she breaks into the really high light lyric coloratura stuff from Queen of the Night from the Magic Flute. So it's so fun. And then later in the song, she ends up having to scat. I mean, let's just say, if you can pull it off, you will show a director like everything you know how to do vocally. It's really fun. And if you're doing like an undergraduate recital, it's a great closer. It's a great, great recital closer. If you're doing a fundraiser, like for a musical theater company or an opera company, or, really a fundraiser for anything, it's a really great crowd pleaser. Girl in 14G. So remember that if you are a soprano. Awesome. All right. Do you all have any, before I sign off for the night, do you have any questions or any vocal topics you want me to cover in YouTube Shorts that would be helpful for you? I can also, like I said, I mostly do YouTube Shorts right now, but I can also do, I can do some longer videos as well. I don't have a ton of time for editing right now, so that's why I'm mostly doing shorts. Like I said earlier, I actually have a full-time job. I'm a director of music in a church where I direct an adult choir, I direct a youth choir, I direct a children's choir, I oversee a younger children's choir, and I also direct a handbell choir. And then part-time, I'm a college voice teacher. So that's why I mostly do YouTube Shorts. Because I can do them really quick and just try to give you as many vocal tips in like 1 minute as I can. But if you have topics you want me to cover, I'll be glad to do longer form videos if that's helpful. And, whatever topics, I'm happy to. There's probably no vocal topic I haven't taught on in all my years of teaching. So, very good. All right. Well, before I sign off, it is evening for a lot of us, certainly those of us on the East Coast. So before I sign off, why don't we just do some deep breathing, especially if you're kind of unwinding from a long day. We can do some deep singer breathing, which will help you for your, singing, but it'll also help you for life, just to calm your central nervous system, to help you reduce stress levels, to help you get really, really good sleep so that you can be fresh and ready for your new day tomorrow. So I want you to think about shoulders being nice and wide, and we're just going to take a deep breath. Inhale, blow it out of your mouth. So when you inhale, you're going to let your rib cage swing open. Inhale. Exhale on a shh. And as you exhale, I want you to think about these neck muscles being really released and nice and long and stretchy. So if they've kind of gotten bunched and compressed from the day, I want you to see if you can just let them lengthen. See if you can let the stress just kind of dissolve and leave your body. So inhale. Blow out your stress. Good. Deep, deep inhale. Inhale. Blow out your stress. Awesome. Thank you all so much for being part of my singing community. I'm just so happy to have all of you, and it's been fun to see some of you come back. It's good to get to know you. And again, don't hesitate if there's even like on one of the shorts, I try to check all the notifications and comments. So if there's something you need help on or a specific topic that you'd like me to cover on a video, I would be honored to do that and just try to help you the best I can through this fabulous venue, this fabulous YouTube that really is such a great tool and resource for us. All right, y'all take good care of yourselves, okay? And I'll see you soon. Bye.